Alright guys, so in this video we're going to be building this beautiful voting system whereby if you should register once, it's going to click it's going to vote it for you, and if you try to register again just the way I'm doing right now, it's going to tell you not you can't do what vote again, right? But this is going to be the first version, and the second version of this I'm going to be building it with another word credentials, maybe with NIN, as one of our big creators said, and let's start working. All right, so before I start building this stuff here, I want you guys to check out Go 54. Right, Go 54 is one of the best hosting platform around, mostly if you're in Nigeria or even Africa or anywhere around the world. You can always use what's Go 54. I use Go 54 for all of my hosting apps and everything. They're actually perfect, and their customer care is actually top notch. So try and check them out. All right, guys. So let's continue right now. So before we start building this voting system right here, we are going to be using Bootstrap like this. We're going to be using Bootstrap, and please, guys, make sure you have what XAMPP installed on your system. So if you actually have XAMPP installed on your system, make sure it is up and running. And as you can see, my own is what is up and running. If you want to download XAMPP, you can just go straight to the XAMPP doc here. You can see XAMPP or download the latest version and actually do what install it. So let's get to work. So if you've actually installed your XAMPP, I want to just go straight to your XAMPP folder. This is it right here. Go straight there. When you enter there, you see your htdocs. Click on your htdocs. After that, just create a folder. You can name that folder main vote system, and this is my own folder. As you can see, it's pretty very empty. Then you've done that, just come here to your preferred browser, just to your localhost slash main vote system. If you have issues setting this thing up, just put to the comment section below. I'll do my best to do what to actually what respond to you. All right, so let's go on. So right now, the first thing we need to do right now is that we need to set up the database, right? So make sure you have your localhost admin, that is your XAMPP. You can see we're going to be using MySQL. I'm a big fan of MySQL. I use MongoDB too, but when I'm doing relational application, I use MySQL for it. So the first thing we need to do right now is that we need to create a database here, right? So we're going to click on new. So I'll click on new right here, and just clicking on new right here, I'm going to create a database name called Vote Niger, like this. So Vote Niger. All right, Vote Niger. So I'm currently based in Nigeria, and all right, good. So I've created one called what Vote Niger, and where is it? I think it's here. So right now I'm going to create the necessary tables, but I don't want to make this video too long because this is going to be a part 2, and we're going to have in part 3 and the rest like that. So but I have already have the SQL statement that I want to write. So I'm going to just copy it from here. Copy it from here. And I'm going to come and paste it right here. Alright, so I'll just clear. I don't need all these ones. Yeah. Don't worry, I'll explain what I'm doing right here. Alright, so I'm actually creating the post. This post is going to hold the question, and I'm actually creating what the option and the image, you can see, and I'm creating the vote. So this vote, I'm storing the person's IP address right here, and also like I said in the another version, I'm going to be using credentials like NIN, credentials like maybe BVN, or credentials like like email or whatever. But right now, let's just go with this IP address version, right? So if you've done this right here, what you need to do right now is just to click on go. All right, so everything actually works perfectly. So the first thing you need to do now, after that, I want to go straight to your main vote system folder right here. Do you understand? And after that, you are now going to do what? I want to open this folder in VS Code, right? I want to open this folder in VS Code. All right. So right now, I'm going to open this thing in VS Code by saying code space dots, and I'm going to do what? Hit enter, right? So it's going to open up my VS Code right here, and I'm going to start building this nice voting system. right? Let me just clear all these things that I have here. All right, okay, good. So right now I'm going to create a folder called admin like this, and I'm also going to create another folder called what, images. So in these two folders right here, it's going to be having my, I'm going to have images folder where I'm going to store the images of the people we are voting for, and I'm going to have the admin right here. So this admin right here, I'm going to have something called uh, login.php, and in the root directory, I'm going to have something called config.php. Right? So basically in this config.php, I'm going to just start writing my PHP code. So this is going to be where the database is going to be located at, and connection of everything. So I'm going to say const is localhost like that, which is a user is equals to root. We have pass. So this is going to be form as password. So I don't have any passwords. Then here is going to be the DB name, and here I'm going to be having what, voting. I'm going to say votes Niger. All right, so this is the name of the database right here. Then after that, I'm going to just go do a very simple connection. I'm going to use con is actually equals to new MySQL. Then inside of here, I'm going to have the hosts, and I'm going to have the user. I'm going to have the pass. I'm going to have the DB. Then I'm going to do an if condition that if it doesn't work, do something. So this is going to be equals to connect to error. And I'm going to do a die. All right, I'm going to say connection failed like this. I'm going to say con dash connect error. Then I can actually close my stuff here. Oh, okay, that's good. All right, so this stuff here, this is my config. You can see I'm actually connecting it to my database, and I'm going to be using it in the rest of these folders that are here, right? I mean, as an ethical hacker, I can actually make this more protected, but I'm not hosting it yet. That's why I'm still leaving it all open like this. So after that now, I'm going to go straight to my login right here, and I'm going to start building it. So I'm going to say PHP, and I'm going to do session start. So the person is not on set. Session starts, and I'm going to do the if condition here, which is server request method, and this request method here is going to be a post method. It's going to be a post method, and all right, so I'm going to do username. So I'm going to be expecting, oh, I don't need a username. I'm going to use email. Yeah, email makes sense. And I'm going to say it's going to be a post. And this post here is going to be a user name. So basically, I am going to be signing in with an email. I made a mistake here again. Instead of email, I said username. Can you imagine? Email, yeah. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to place it down here, and I'm going to call this password. I'm going to name this one password. All right, that's fantastic. So I'm just going to do a very simple basic thing right here, and which is going to be, but I feel I'm having an error somewhere. Where could that error be? I'm having an error here. Am I doing anything wrong? Oh, I'm having this just up on here. Okay, but I'm still having this error. Expected. I meant to put what's it called? dollar sign at the back of if. That's why. All right, so I'm going to do a basic authentication right here. So I'm going to say if, you know, the email is strictly equals to admin@gmail.com, admin@gmail.com, and and password is actually equals to triple equals to, by the way, password like this. So like the person login. All right, so I'm going to have to create a session, right? So this session, we're going to be using it to round everywhere in our application. So log in. So the admin is already logged in with this session. And after that, so I'm going to call this session is actually equals to true. Then I'm going to create an header. So it's going to take us somewhere. So I'm going to say location is the dashboard. So after we are logging, take us to the dashboard. Dashboard, yeah. .php. All right, so we've not actually created this dashboard.php, right? We've not. Then after that, I'll exit. Then after that, I'll do an else. And this else here, I'm going to have something that says error is actually equals to invalid. I'll say, sorry, you are not an admin. All right, that's good. So right now, if I've done this right now, I'm not going to come here and do, some nice things right here. So I'm just going to say h2. So I'll just close what I have here. All right, so I'm going to say admin login. I'll just do a simple form. That's a method of post. It's a method of post, so you can see post. So this one has to be post too, like that. And it's going to have an input of input of text. So the text here is going to be the email, and it's going to be required. I'll do a break. Do another break again. All right, so I'll just copy. So I'll just redo it again like this. And I'm going to call this one password and button. So this button is going to have a type of submit, and I'm going to have login like this. So after that, I'm going to check for an error. I'll say PHP if it's set. So if an error occurs, if it's set error, so that means that if an error occurs, so you just do echo, say echo p style is actually equals to color red, and after that I'm just going to say hope I'm not having a mistake somewhere. It's okay, I have this style color red. I'm having this color, I have this error, and I'll close what I have here. So perfect. Alright, so this is good. So what I'll do right now is that I'm going to go straight here. I'm going to click on login here. I'll come straight to here. So you can see we have the admin login right here. So we can actually log in. So now the next thing to do right now is that we need to now create the dashboard, right? So let's go in here. So say dashboard. So we have dashboard.php. All right. So basically, this dashboard is going to be a longer. It's going to be a long dashboard, but don't worry. I'm going to make it very very quick as possible. So this dashboard, we are going to have this session. We'll have the session starts right here, and we're going to have this. So I'm going to say if is set session. Remember the session is admin login, right? It's admin login, and here we're going to have the header login.php. I'm going to have the exit. All right, so in here I'm going to have my include because I need to bring in that config. So I'll say /config.php. And we are good to go. So right now we need to get all the polls, right? We need to get all the polls, right? So I'll be coming here to say something called poll is actually equals to con. So I'm going to query for select star from polls order by ID in a descending order like this. So I'm going to close it. All right, that's good. All right, so right now I'm not going to have my HTML5, and I'm going to go and grab, Bootstrap CDN because I want to make it look good, very, very well. So what I'll do is that I'll come straight to the docs. This is the docs right here, and I'll just scroll down to I'll just copy CDN link, which is this part. I'll copy that part, then I'll come and paste it right here. So I'll just do a link like that. Okay, good. So all right, so we are actually good to go right now. So let's begin. So in the body here, I'm going to give this a class name of BG Lite. It's going to give it a class name of BG Lite, right? And in here, I'm going to have a navbar, and this navbar, I'm going to have a navbar of what's a navbar? Navbar expand. I'm going to say navbar dash dark. So it's a BG dark. So I want the navbar to be dark, by the way. So if I've done that right now, I'm going to do a div, and this div here is going to have a container fluid I'm going to have a class. So this class is going to be a navbar of brand, and here is going to be poll admin. So this one I'm going to be creating all the things here, right? So if I've basically done that now, what I'll do is I'm going to do a flex. So I'm going to do div so class dash flex, and see this. So right now I'm going to call this create poll. So I'm going to create poll Then I'm going to give this a class name of btn-outline. I'll have this btn-small me-2. So I've copied this and I'm going to place this right here. And right here, I'm going to call this one logout. Logout. Yeah. So here, it's btn danger. Like that. Alright, so right now let's just test this our login stuff here. So I'll make a refresh and I'll say admin@gmail.com and I'll say password equals to login. Alright, so you can see we are logged in right now. So right now, let's just create the remaining things that are actually very, very important for us. Alright, so good. So down here, I'm going to have a div. I need to have a div. I'm going to call this div. It's going to be a container of -5. I'm going to have another div here. So I'm going to have like a card. I'm going to have a shadow. So I'm going to have another div here, which is going to have the card body. So I'm basically using Bootstrap, by the way. So card body. So in here, I'm going to have this. I'm going to have a class name of B4. And here's going to be the admin dashboard. Admin dashboard right here. I'm going to have something here. So this is going to have a class name of BM3. So this is going to be displaying the existing holes. All right, now, so in this place right here, we're going to now begin, we're going to begin the logic, right? So let's start now. So we're going to begin the logic here. So in here, I'm going to have PHP code. And this PHP code is going to be this. So I'm going to say if pose non-rows is actually greater than 100. Right, so let's do this. So say class name list group. This list group, I'm going to have a PHP code here. I'm going to do a while loop right here. So I'm going to say while poll is equals to poll dash fetch I'm going to showcase a list here. So basically, this list is going to have a list of group. It's going to have a list of group of dash item. It's going to have a flex. And I'm going to make it a justify content center. I'm going to make it in between, by the way. In between. So this is Bootstrap, not Tailwind. Alright, so dash item dash center. Alright, so after that I'll do a span. And this span I'll be having page is going to be equals to HTML special characters. Poll. It's going to be having the questions. So I'll be showcasing the questions. Then I'm going to have another span again. This span here is going to have a badge. PG. Goes to the poll. Goes to the poll. Then it's going to be goes to open. And I'll do a ternary operator. Say success. Then if it's not, I'll do something like secondary. Then I'm actually going to do what? Close it right here. So this. So close the span like that. Then in between here, I'm just going to do PHP code. So you see first. So basically, I'm just showing up the existing polls. That's what I'm basically doing. Then here it's going to be status. Like this. Alright, so basically I made a mistake here. I did not close my while loop. Yeah, I didn't close my while loop from here at all. It wasn't closed, so I'm going to have to close my while loop so I don't have any potential error, because I'm having an error here. So the error I'm having here is because of I didn't close my while loop. That's the reason why I'm having that error. So let me close my while loop. Alright, so I have this here. And trying to close my while loop. Okay, so I'm gonna have my PHP code. I'm just gonna end my while loop here. So, end while loop. So I think but I'm not still good. Still having my error where I think I overdid something somewhere. So I have my PHP code right here, and I have my list group right here, and I have my while loop right here. I have my span. I have my second span, which actually has a badge. All right, let's continue, guys. So if I've actually done all of this stuff here, I've done here, the next thing to do right now is just to say we have PHP else, because we have a if else statement here, so we're gonna have an else here. Then in here, we're gonna have a div here, which has a div of an alert. So basically, what I want to do here is that I want to make an alert. So an alert warning pt-4 not pause yet. So I've done this part right here. So I'm going to say PHP and if, like that. All right, good. All right, so I think this is okay now. So let's just refresh this page right here and see what we have. All right, so we have the admin dashboard. There is no what existing what poll, right? So we are already making it look, actually look very what good. All right, so guys, the next thing to do right now is that we need to actually create a poll, right? So that's the next thing we need to do. Yeah. So what I want to do right now is that I'm going to create a file under this admin here, and it's going to have something called create underscore poll.php. Create underscore poll dot what dot ph what dot php. All right. So before I actually go there, I'm going to need to make this better because basically you cannot see that thing. So I'm going to change this thing to light. And right here, I'm going to say create poll.php, like so. All right, so let's now create this poll.php right here. And if we've created this poll.php right here, we can actually give ourselves some words, some rests. All right, so if I make a refresh here, you can see create a poll. So I'll click on here. So let's start building this poll, create a poll right here. All right, so let's begin. So I'm going to have PHP, normal thing to do, PHP, and I'm going to copy what I have here before, which is this header stuff here. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to take this one out. All right, so let's begin. So I'm going to have my HTML5, and in here, I'm going to have my bootstrap link right here, and I'm going to change this to create poll like this, right? So I'm going to have to copy what I've done here, this navbar stuff here. I'm going to copy it here, right? So I don't spend too much time in designing like that. All right, good. So right now, I'm not going to do what create what a poll. So let me start the process. So I'm supposed to say div. So this div is going to have a container py-5. Then I'm going to have another div again. Card shadow shadow I'm going to have the card body. I'm going to have the card body. And in here, I'm going to have bd-4, which is what create a new poll. I'm going to start with a form. So method, it's going to be post method. So let's begin. So in here, I'm going to be accepting images. So I'm going to say enc type. Enc type here is going to be what? Multi-form data. I'm going to have a class called neat validation. All right, guys. So right now, let's begin. So I'm going to have a div here, bd-3. I'm going to have a label, which has a class name of form label, which is the poll question, and I'm going to have the inputs here. So this input here, I'm going to have the name. Here is going to be the question. Have a class of form control. So let's see how it actually looks like. All right, so you can see the poll question like that. All right, so that's good. We are actually on the right path. So the next thing to do right now is just to create the remaining ones, right? So before we start actually creating the remaining ones, I'm going to do a p tag that says upload images for each party. So I'm going to say bw-bold. Alright, so let me just copy this stuff here so I don't have to waste more time. So I'll paste that one here. So this one is going to be PDP logo. And the input here is actually going to be a file. But I'm going to name this one PDP. So accept the image. Start here. Sounds required. Good. So I'll copy again. Paste down here too. So instead of PDP, I'm going to name this one APC. That's currently the ruling party here in Nigeria, currently APC. After that one again, I'm going to post this one. It's a label logo. So here will be label. And I'm going to paste the last one, which is going to be NPC logo. So here it's going to be what's NPC. Alright, so after that, I'm going to do a very good button here. So it's going to have a type of submit, name called create, the class of btn secondary primary, which is what's create poll like that, which is what's create poll. And after that, I'm going to be doing, so it's going to go straight to dashboard. So if I've actually created a poll, I'm going to come to dashboard. It's going to have a class, so btn dash secondary ms back. So back. So let's go back to the dashboard. Alright, so let's see how it actually looks like. Okay, good. So you can see here we have this. So we can actually start creating the logos for everything, but let's not implement the logic. Right? So we have to do what? Implement the logic. So let's scroll down and let's begin. So down here we're going to have the PHP I'm going to do the PHP logic down here. So server logic, I mean. So I'm going to have to include, include something. Can't spell include. So I'm going to have to include the config, the PHP. Okay, so let's begin. All right, so guys, make sure you have the images stuff here, make sure you have the folder there already. It's actually very, very important. So let's begin. All right, so right now, let me scroll this up. I'm going to do is set. And this is set. It's going to be a post. It's going to be a post expecting something called create. And this create is actually this button here. All right, so you get that part. So now I'm going to have a question. It's going to be equals to train. And you're going to have the post question like this. So the first thing we need to do right now is that we need to do what? Insert what? The poll. So let's begin. I'm going to say this statement is actually equals to con dash prepare. I'll say insert into pose. Then we have question, we have status, and then we have values. So question mark, and I'm going to say open. So by default, we're going to leave it open. All right. Good. So I'm going to have this MCM value here again. So we're going to have to bind the parameter. So bind params. I'm going to say questions. And we're going to have to do what? Execute it. Execute. And now we're going to have the poll. Create a variable called poll ID is actually equals to con.insect ID. So we're actually grabbing the ID. So the next thing now is now to do what? Handle the upload. Right? So let's actually handle it. So right here, as we handle it, I'm going to create something called party list is equals to an array. So APC, I'm having APC, I'm having PDP is what? PDP, and I'm having a label party. And this label party is going to be what? Label NPC is going to be what? NPC. Let me see what I gave to this stuff here. NPC. Is it NPC? Yeah, I think I gave it NPC too. So I think it's NPC. No, it's not NPC. I think it's NCP. Yeah. So NNCP. NNCP. I don't actually know what party is that though, but the most popular party in Nigeria is this 3 party. Yeah. But if you know more parties here in Nigeria, just tell me in the comment section below. So yeah, and then yeah, like that. All right, so let's now do the images. So I'm going to create something called uploads directory. Is actually equals to images that we have here slash this. Then let's begin. All right, so I'm going to create the statements, and it's going to have the con dash prepare. So I'm going to say insert into options, pull ID, have the option text, and we have the image. Right? So in here, I am now going to have my values here. So I have my values. Oh, sorry about that. I'm going to have my values. So for protection reasons, I'll have this placeholders like this. All right, so we are now good to go. So right, the next thing to do right now is that we need to do a for each, whereby we can actually put the information into the images, like the folders, into the files, into the folder, then also into the database. So I'm going to do a for each, and it's going to have party list as party name. So we're going to have input name is set. Basically, now we're going to deal with files. Have input name and you have files. You have input name. So we have the name here. First of all, we're going to have this error. Sorry, it's got an error. Is equals to 0. So basically, the next thing we want to do right now is that we want to have the file location. So we're going to create a variable called file, which is actually equals to files input name and we're going to have the file name variable equals to time we're going to have the base name. So this base name here is going to have the files. We're going to have the input name. So basically, we're basically giving it a unique name. That's basically what we're doing right here. We're giving it a unique name. And here we're going to have destination. Destination is going to be equals to the upload folder there dot file name. We're going to do an if statement, which is move uploaded file with a file temporary location to the destination, and we're going to do a statement here, same thing. We're going to bind params, pool ID, the party name, which is this stuff here, the party name, and right here we're going to be having file name. We're going to be having what? File name right here. Alright, good. Alright, so in the statement, execute. So basically, we need to do what? Execute it. But I'm having an error here. I did not bind this correctly. So I just did that right now. So execute this. Right? So now we are now going to do an else if or an else. I'm going to do an echo to the word saying a div, and this div is going to have a class name of alert-danger text-center. Then I'm going to say failed to upload. So just in case, we actually ran into an error, and I'll say party name image. And I'll close the div. Like that. So basically we just moved the file, right? Like we just actually did what? Moved what? The file. That's what we just actually did. So after we've actually done that now, I'm going to close here and close this. So let's come here and give it all a try. So refresh. All right. So as the admin now, we should be able to do what? Upload things. So I'm just going to say, who will you vote for? So I'll go and grab the PDB's logo. I already have all the logos somewhere here. I think I have them. Yeah, I have them here. So I'll grab the PDP logo. I'll grab the APC logo. I'll grab the label logo, which is here. And I'll grab the last logo, which is NPC logo. You guys can tell me more parties to work with, so grab this logo here. And I'll click on create a poll. Alright, so we have an error here that says unknown column code open. Unknown column code what's open. So it's working, but I think I already have an error somewhere. So let me check it out. Unknown column code open. So do we have that one? Where do we have that open error? Let me find it. So okay, good. So that's basically on the first statement here, which we have something called open. Okay, I didn't add this into it, that's why. So yeah, it's supposed to be like this. And we're supposed to be like this. This should work. Don't worry guys, that's an error. We're not gonna have error again. Let's refresh. So say, who will you vote for? That's a poll question. I'll click on PDF. I'll click on grabbing the PDP's image. I'll come here to grab the APC image. That's the current ruling party in Nigeria. I think APC has been ruling for a while. Labour Party. This party was pretty very close in becoming, ruling Nigeria. So we have NPC. Guys, please tell me the full meaning of NPC, please. NPC. I'll click on create poll. Alright, so let me just go back to the poll to the admin side. Alright, so it's working now, but I'm having an error that says this right here. So it's working, but I'm having an error here. So I need to go straight to the admin, to the PDF. I'm sorry, to the dashboard side online. Okay. I have an error somewhere here, which is here. Alright, so let me figure out my error. So I'm pulling the poll equals to, oh, this should be polls. Exactly, it should be polls, not poll. Fresh. Okay, undefined variable called polls. So that's because of I actually created something called polls up here, which is polls. Like that. Now do refresh. Okay, so we have undefined variable on line 41. I'm having too many errors. All right, let's on line 41 pause. All right, so refresh. All right. So let me try and create another poll again, by the way. I'm not actually also getting open status actually is equals to open. Then we have this. Okay, let me create a poll again. We can refresh. So, oh, by the way, let me just go and clear what I have in database now. So I'll just clear it out for now. So the images are actually entering, but they're not showing. But let me just clear everything I have here. So I'll clear everything I have here. So I have the polls. So the vote is still actually empty because we've not created the votes. That's why. So in the images here, let me see if it actually stored. So the images are actually stored, but I'll just delete them. Alright, so let's begin again. Who will you vote for? I'll pick up the PDP logo. I'll pick up the APC logo. And I'll pick up the label party logo, which is here. And I'll pick up the NPC logo. I'll click on create poll. I'm supposed to be getting a message, but I'm not. I'm not actually getting a message. I think I'm missing something because I should be getting the list. I should be getting some things down here. I should be getting a message down here, but I think that the reason why I'm not getting those messages down here is basically because of I am not sending a what's it called? I'm not actually sending a success message. I don't think I did that right here. All right, okay, guys. So the next thing to do right now is that we need to actually now create, the entry file for basically all of these things, whereby you can actually see where people can actually vote for and the rest like that. So we're going to stop here in this video. I don't want the video to be too long. We're going to stop here, and the next video we're going to continue, whereby we are going to build it. It's going to look exactly like this. So you can basically see here. So you can see it's going to look like this part here. Let me just go back a bit. We're going to have these live results, and that'll be all. So I don't want the video to be too long. I think it's long already, but I don't want it to be too longer than this. I'll create another video again that's going to showcase all of these nice things. So I'll see you guys in the next video.